Hello everyone, and welcome to part 5 of creating your first Lotus Notes plugin. Um, in part 4, I showed you how to create a feature for your plugin and package that feature into an update site project. Then I showed you how to create a widget that pointed to that update site project and installed it into Lotus Notes. Now, that's great if you're doing, and that widget works fine if you're doing just testing the installation of the plugin on your own installation of Lotus Notes, but when you go to share the widget with others, which is generally what you want to do, it won't work because they don't have access to your file system, which is where the update site is. So today I'm going to show you how you deploy your widget in a way that you can actually share the widget with others in an easy fashion. And there's actually several options for doing this. The first option is to take the update site that we have in Eclipse and just copy this update site onto a file share that maybe everyone you want to share the widget with has access to. So that's one option. The second option, which is will provide even more access, is to put this same update site on a web server. So you could literally just copy this project, put it on a web server, and create your widget to point to that update site. And that would work, especially if the web server is publicly accessible. You could share it with anyone who has access to the internet. The third option, which is the option that actually is recommended by Lotus and IBM, is to put your update site in NSF. When we have IBM and Lotus has an NSF update site where you can host your features and plugins from. And then you can create your widget that points to that NSF update site and share it with everyone. So I'm going to show you how to do the last option. And so the first thing we want to do actually is uninstall our widget that we have already installed that actually points to our local file system. So you can do that by right-clicking and going to remove, and then just prompts you to make sure you want to remove those items, and you can click yes. And this will actually uninstall the plugins from Notes, and then just ask you if you want to restart, and you want to click yes. So after Notes is restarted, you want to log back in if you have to. And it will finish provisioning your plugins and removing them, and you're ready to continue working. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to create an NSF update site. So you do this by first creating the NSF. So you can go to File, Application, and go to New. And I'm going to create this on one of my Domino servers. So oops, I made the dialog go away. Get back there. So I'm going to point to my Domino server that I'm going to use, and I want to use the templates from that server. And the template we want to use is called, actually we want to make sure we check Show Advanced Templates first. And the template is called Eclipse Update Site, I believe. Yep, so here's a template we want to use, and we'll give it a title of Update Site. And you can just click OK, and this will create the NSF on your Domino server. Okay, so our NSF has been created, and the first thing we want to do is just import our update site from our local file system. So click on the Import Local Update Site button, And this brings up a dialog, and it wants you to browse to your local, the update site on the local file system. So you can click on the browse button, but if you have Eclipse open, we can do this a little bit easier. We can go to our update site project, right click, go down to properties, and this is the location of our update site, so we'll just copy this, and we'll head back to notes, and paste the location of the update site in there, and we just need to add /site.xml to it, and click OK. And this imports our local update site into our update site NSF, which is on our Domino server. And now we can just go ahead and create our widget. So once again, we'll go to the Getting Started with Widgets button, and we'll go down to Features and Plugins, and go to Next. And if you remember, we need to enter a URL to our update site. Now, since our plugin is actually, our feature and our plugin are being hosted by our NSF, we need to enter a URL to our NSF. And this database actually gives you an easy way to get that URL. If you go to Actions while you have the database open, and go to Show URLs, it actually gives you the HTTP and NRPC URL to your update site. So all you have to do is just click copy here and click cancel, and we'll head back to our Getting Started with Widgets button, and go down to Features and Plugins again and click Next. And then all we have to do is paste that in here. In my case, I actually need to modify this because it's pointing to the wrong domain, but you shouldn't have to modify that if everything's set up correctly. And click Load, and you can see here's our feature, and we'll select our feature and click Next, and we'll just accept all the defaults and just go to Finish, and we'll click Install this plugin, click OK. And we had some type of error, but we can ignore that. It looks like everything is working fine, and we'll click Yes to restart. Enter our password again. Okay, Notes has started. And you can see our widget is installed. So let's open a database to try it out in. Our test database. And we'll right click, go to Hello World command, and here's our command. Seems to be working properly. Our dialog box comes up with the correct title. So our widget's been installed. So now you can actually share it. The widget is now pointing to an update site that's available on your Domino server, and as long as everyone has their or everyone you want to share the widget with has access to that Domino server, you can share that widget with them. So one way to share it is to email it to people, and you can go ahead and email the widget.xml, and they can just drag and drop it. And actually, the best way to share it is to put it in your company's widget catalog. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to set up your widget catalog and put your widget in it. So let's create a catalog, and we can do that by going again to File, File, Application, New, and we'll point it to our server, and we'll use the templates from that server as well. We'll click Show Advanced Templates and scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's a widget catalog template. And we'll call it Toolbox, and click OK. And this will create our widget catalog on our server. Okay, we can close the About dialog, and we have our catalog open. So we want to add a widget to our catalog. And we'll give it a title and call it our Hello World widget. And we need to give it some type of description. Call it, the best widget ever. And we need to attach our widget XML. So the easiest way to do this actually is to just save off your extension XML. You can do it from the file that we've already created here, the email that we've already created. You can go to save. Let's pick a nice location here. We'll save it to save it to c:/temp/hello world widget. Save that, and then we can just browse to that here, and so c/temp/hello world widget.xml, and that's added our widget XML, and we can just click save and close. So now we've added our Hello World widget here to the catalog, and people can now, as long as they have access to this catalog, can just go ahead and drag and drop your widget into their sidebar. And I won't do that right now because it's the same widget I already have installed, but I'm sure everyone's familiar with how widgets work, and obviously it can be pushed down by policy and so forth and so on. So that's part 5, and that actually concludes our creating first Lotus Notes plugin tutorial. And if you enjoyed this, please let me know. Share it with other people, and I'll be happy to create more videos like this in the future. Thanks.